What is up, Teach Better family? It is Jeff and Dave, and I'm pulling my mic down, Dave, because it was like way up top because I was standing up. So that's a great way to start this video. Anyway, we are live. It is a Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock in my time, 4 o'clock in Dave's time, which means it's time for our Teach Better brain break. Ooh, what do you got there?
Ooh,
okay, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into that because I'm going old school. So we're gonna get into that. And if you are with us right now, drop in the comments. Let us know. Where are you at? What are you taking a break from? Do you have a drink in your hand? Do you have a snack in your hand? What's going on? If there's anything you want to talk about and want us to blabber on about today, let us know. We're going to get into things here. We got a few things we actually want to talk about. Some stuff. Talk about some books, maybe some puppy dogs, maybe some sports stuff. We'll see. We got a few things that we have on our mind today that we want to share with you all. So we'll be back in about 60 seconds. All right, welcome back to Brain Break. Here we are, Dave. It's great to have you back, man. I miss you when you're not here.
I miss me when I'm not here too. It's crazy. I'm just reading the comments here, and I see Carrie commented that this is one of her favorite parts of the week. I'm wondering, Carrie, other than when you wake up for work on Monday morning, what beats this?
No kidding. Like seriously, right?
Like,
all right, so let's get right into it, because if for those of you who don't know, this whole thing, this Brain Break thing, got started from Dave and I just having some drinks on FaceTime. I think we were even FaceTime at the time.
Yeah.
So let's go to that. Let's go back to our roots. What's in the glass right now, Dave?
So before I do that, can I just tell you that I don't know if you even know this. Do you know that today marks the 2-year anniversary from when I met you for the first time in person?
Like, when I came up through Michigan.
Yep, and I know that because it was also the same day of Kobe's accident. And I remember after we met, I was driving home and I heard it on the radio.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right. Wow,
so
that's what
2-year anniversary.
We had a really long cup of coffee at a Panera.
We had many cups of coffee.
Michigan.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we had multiple. Yeah, at a Panera, Michigan.
Yeah,
I was on my way to Grand Rapids.
You were?
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you drinking coffee right now?
No. It's not sentimental at all. I was just thinking you going a trip through memories past. But
yeah.
So first of all, I don't know if you can actually see this glass. Can I pull it up close?
This is 26.
Oh,
that's a marathon glass.
Can see if you can see this symbol.
It's hard. It's getting some glare and stuff.
So it's a unicorn. So it's a Boston Marathon glass. So when I ran the Boston Marathon back in 2018, and when you finish, they give you this beautiful beer glass because Boston, tons of breweries. So they give you this beer glass.
Absolutely.
And I like that more than I like the metal and anything else. I got like this was my baby. So I put it in a special cabinet so that nobody would use it. I've got 4 kids. Things get broken. My wife went to go move it one day, dropped it, and shattered it. So this is my first time confessing that this is actually a Boston Marathon glass that I bought on eBay to replace the one that I actually got for running the marathon.
Oh, it's awesome that you were able to find it, but it sucks that.
Yeah. So
okay. How much?
But anyway, go ahead.
How much did you have to buy the replacement glass for?
Let's just say registration cost for the marathon was cheaper.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You know what the problem?
It's like an NFT. It's a work of art, right?
It's great that you got that because, like, first off, it wouldn't count as an NFT, but because it's fungible. But like, more importantly, if you wouldn't have bought that, someone else was probably going to buy that and pretend that they ran the marathon. So at least you ran it.
Fair enough.
Well, at least
Fair enough.
we
I
all
protect the
believe
sanctity of
currently.
the events.
We currently all believe that you ran it. I
Yeah.
haven't really seen
No, but
proof
there's
for that.
no evidence other than the
I'm
glass that I
not
just told you I
sure.
bought on eBay. So
Yeah. So that's where a registration that was done on the blockchain via like an NFT or something like that would have, the smart contract would prove that you were there for sure.
okay.
It's just,
Fair enough.
so I'm going not like completely old school, but fairly. I'm going back to the. I forgot. I have some of my summer favorites here. So I'm drinking the blue whatever this would be.
Well, it's impressive that you got some of your summer favorites there. Mine's like a winter delight. So I think people might remember or know that I love me some peanut butter whiskey. Peanut butter whiskey was my jam. It's not what I have today. However, I've got the next best thing.
What is
I've got peanut butter whiskey that I haven't opened yet. I'm waiting for the perfect time. I got some pecan whiskey today, or some might call it pecan, but I call it pecan whiskey. Pecan whiskey with a Coke. And oh my gosh,
is it good? That's got Dude, we had the last time you were in Ohio. Didn't we have peanut butter whiskey together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
We had a little glass of it. Yeah,
I can't remember what we had. Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Yeah, that was a good restaurant we got too. It's just good food. Yeah. Anyway, so Ray's here. Hi, Ray. Good to see you. I enjoyed that particular post from Ray with all the beer mugs, and then her confusion of us thinking that you might have had coffee in your cup. So don't worry, Ray. We got that sorted out.
Coffee.
Carrie, it's good to see you. Andrea's here. Lily's here. Lily, do you have a beer? I wonder if Lily has a beer. Who knows? I don't know. Nikki's here. Nikki, good to see you as always. Everyone, good to see you dropping in here. So what else is going on, Dave? I mean, you have some exciting stuff going on in your life right now.
I do. I've got some cute little cuddly,
cute little cuddly thing.
Oh my gosh. I would bring him up here right now, but I tried to do that yesterday for a meeting we had. So I got a brand new puppy this weekend, and he is adorable. I'll pull up a picture in a second. He's adorable. He's a little golden doodle. Right now he's 8 or 9 pounds. The next door neighbors had an entire litter of puppies. They had 9 of them. So they were available. And unfortunately, my kids saw 9 little dogs jumping on each other, and I had to have one or I was going to be the world's worst dad. So,
and that was it.
That was it. So we've got this cute little golden doodle named Elliot. And he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah. Oh, look at you. Nice job.
I think you did a few pictures here, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
Yeah, he's so cute. For the first, 36 hours that he was here, that was him right there. He would just sleep and relax and do just pose for pictures.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, he remembered he's a puppy. And or maybe it was Monday, whatever. This week he realized he was a puppy.
Yeah.
And I pulled him into my office to sit with me, and I realized that was a bad move because I was in a meeting with you, I think, and stuff just started falling off behind me. He was pulling everything down.
So I showed a picture with Amy, with my wife Amy yesterday, who some people might know that she's a vet tech, so she obviously loves the animals. Like, not that you have to be a vet tech to love animals, you know what I mean? And I'm sharing with them, talking about it, and I'm like, it almost felt like Dave's like sitting there, he was talking to us how good of a dog he is, and then suddenly like his earphone just gets ripped out, and he's like, "Okay, I guess he's just ripping everything off the walls at this point." So it's like he heard you, and he was like, "You didn't knock on wood, dude. Like, it's over."
Well, and so I'm YouTubing everything, trying to figure out the best strategies for calming things and fixing. And it's almost like trying to get investment advice. Everybody's telling you something different, right? So
yeah,
I don't know if you've got advice. I know you're a dog guy. Do I just embrace it? Do I distract him with other toys? I've got a whole ton of toys I went and bought thinking that'll convince him. Or will he just think, oh, yeah, I am supposed to eat everything? I don't know what to do.
The best advice that I could give you, you might not want to hear.
Raise 65 pounds. Go ahead.
Don't get a puppy.
Well, it's too late.
No, I don't know. We typically adopt, from rescues and stuff. So most time we were sort of notorious for getting the old crunchy ones, as we call them. But we got our current dog Buster's a little younger. He was only 5 years old when we got him. But he wasn't potty trained, but he's in a different state of his life. So it's a little different game. And it was just it was continued positive reinforcement. Now he will not use the restroom in our backyard. We have to take him out like
Okay.
to the road and stuff. But he's getting good.
Hold on.
And it was just
hold on. You can't just go. You have to take him out to the road.
like to
Is
the
that what you said?
like to the sidewalk. Yeah,
Oh,
because he likes to go
okay.
like in the devil strip between the sidewalk and the road. Like that's his spots.
You should call him Cousin Eddie. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But he won't go in the backyard, which there's pros and cons to that, right? Because they don't have.
Yeah, right.
But
Makes it easy to clean up in the spring.
But it took a while, and he's still working through it. But it's you have to constantly watch them.
Yeah.
This is I don't like doing these comparisons, but it's similar to when you're potty training kids, where like you have to be the disciplined one as the adult, right? As the adult, or in this case, the owner of constantly taking them out, constantly going, and then making sure that take the treats with you, little treats, so you're not getting them fat. So that right when it happens, he gets a lot of love and a treat right there. Versus like one mistake I made early with Buster is I was giving a treat when we got inside. So he started connecting the treat with going outside, not doing the deed. So that was actually a big thing that we changed that actually helped a lot. So
yeah, it makes sense because like for me, I used to reward myself when I would sit on the couch with a bowl of ice cream. So now every time I sit on the couch, I'm like, I just automatically start doing this. And the other day I was munching on my remote control because there was no bowl. So now it makes sense. No, it does make sense. Like I have to be the disciplined one. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
But it's hard, when you're working throughout the day because I'm having to take these like 1 hour breaks, and every hour on the hour I'm trying to just run out real quick and just and it's hard. At night he's doing great.
That's good. Is he is he crated at night? Is he sleeping in someone's bed?
So
He's got his own spot.
I bought a little it's almost like a doggy pack and play. It's a collapsible crate. I've never created a dog that I've had before, but I got one thinking, okay, maybe he'll like it. He'll like the security. He's used to being in these secure packages. So I got one and put all of his stuff in it. He like sniffs it, but I don't need to put it. He sleeps right next to me on the floor. He's on the floor right next to my bed. Sleeps all night, and then first thing in the morning goes outside. It's just when he's awake, he's awake. So
he's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Now, is he doing a thing where he goes, and then he just turns into like basically like a towel when you pick him up? He's just like,
oh yeah, he like
honks.
just now. That's exactly just now. Right before we came on, I was outside just running around with them, and I was playing some toys, playing with some toys, and all of a sudden I set a toy down. I looked, and he fell asleep right on top of it. Like it was just like done. So he's adorable. It's just it's a lot. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not easy. But that's good. That's fun. The kids obviously are excited, loving it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I had a golden retriever. I don't know if I told you the story before. I had a golden retriever named Quincy, right out of college, and Quincy was amazing. I got him when he was 10 months old. He was actually I knew him since he was a puppy. He was brought up in the school where I did my student teaching. And he was being trained to be a Paws for Cause dog. And so he got all this amazing training, but then he failed out of the final school because they couldn't put a choker collar on him because he had a small trachea. So the person who was training him gave him to me. So I got this 10-month-old golden retriever with all this amazing training that I knew since he was a puppy and got him fully trained. And he was absolutely incredible. Well, long story short is at the time I was engaged. My wife had never even pet a dog in her whole life. So I told her I was getting this dog. And I convinced her that it would be okay because I just showed her the pictures of him as a little bitty puppy and showed her all these pictures of, look at, this is Quincy. This was him in my classroom. He's so cool. And he's so smart, and told her all the tricks he could do. And she met him for the first time, and he was like waist high. And she had she freaked out and swore that we would never be able to get a dog if we got married. And mind you, we were engaged, and it turned into
that changed the if.
Yeah. So to be able to get a little puppy and know that it's going to get a lot bigger than it is, I'm counting as a win, and I'm going to run with it and say, yes. If we have another dog, but he's like 12 years old, a little more who's more of a cat than a dog. So to have a dog that's an actual dog.
That's going to turn into a dog. Yeah. So 2 questions. Quincy.
Yeah.
After Adams or Jones?
I didn't name him, so
okay. Second is you
the
said
the old steakhouse.
They decided they failed him because they couldn't use a choke collar.
Yeah, so apparently,
some reason, they don't know how to train dogs.
For some reason, the small trachea wouldn't allow them to put whatever kind of collar they needed because of
my concern is with the use of the choke collar, not the.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just said thank you. Yes, I'll take a free, fully trained golden retriever.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, he was amazing.
Goldens are smart.
He could go to the fridge and get me the drink of choice. He was incredible.
Seriously? Like
Seriously.
he was that well trained. Wow.
It was amazing. He would always sleep underneath my seat. He would, I snap 2 snaps meant come here. 1 snap meant down. Like, it was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I miss him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardest day of my life, though, was the day that I had to say goodbye to him. Hardest day ever.
Those are like it's the worst. I don't want to. We're done talking.
Because I had to start getting my own beer. I mean, it was ridiculous. Oh no,
no, that just adds on, right? We just pile it on. Come on, universe. Like, isn't that why you have kids?
Well, I do, right? So, true story. Quincy died 15 years ago. My oldest son is 16. I was planning ahead. Said he's got to start walking before this happens.
I got to get him. Yeah. Now two snaps and they get the beer. Is that what?
Try that right now. An eye roll is what it is.
Oh man. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's awesome. That's great. So, congrats on the new puppy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. What else is going on in your world?
What else is happening? So, it's not snowing and cold here. Well played. Yeah.
Luke's at the perfect age.
Yeah.
So it's not snowing cold there.
It is not. I was.
What's your temperature there right now?
You sure you want me to tell the story?
Yeah. What's the temperature?
61.
It's 14 here.
Yeah, I win.
I don't even know if it's 61 in my house. The other day I pumped up our heat because I told Abe, like, hey, when you get home, turn the heat to wherever you want it because I have it way too high right now. Because I was down here, we were on a meeting, and I've got a t-shirt on, a long sleeve shirt, and a hoodie on, and I'm literally shaking, freezing. And I'm like, I got a little heater thing over here. I just couldn't get warm in my house, and I'm down, and so I went upstairs and just like cranked the thermostat up, and I just said it's like a smart thermostat. So like I guess at a certain point it's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. And it's like, no, seriously, are you sure? I'm like, Google, just do it. And Amy turned it right back down when she got home. But it's cold up here, dude. It's cold.
Yeah, I was watching the Weather Channel today and giggled a little bit on the inside. So I hear you.
Wow. Andrea's saying it's 10 degrees, wind chill below 0. Nikki's saying it's 16 degrees in New York. Minus 30 in the town with a wind chill where Carrie is in her school's town. Wow.
I think Carrie's having flashbacks to last weekend and wishing she could go back. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. No, so it is not that. I had to scrape my windows on Monday though. Does that give me any sympathy points?
What did you have to scrape?
There was, I got up to go to the gym early in the morning and there was this little coating of frost. So I had to pull out a credit card and do one pass so that I could see through the window.
So you probably could have just hit your windshield wipers and it would have.
I could have, but I brought a little bit of nostalgia by having my fingers touch a little bit of ice on the windows. And
interesting, huh? Well, all right then.
Speaking of the gym, how's it going for you? I know that you were hitting some streaks for a while there, working out.
Yeah.
And all that.
So I've been to the gym for a while, but my treadmill's been taking place in my home gym, which is just treadmill and some dumbbells. But I haven't been to the gym for a while. I don't necessarily know why I haven't gone to the gym. I think I'm just I'm doing it so often
because
it's
late. 12 degrees out or whatever.
Well, yeah, probably. I'm doing it either later or super early when I have something that I got to get to. And also we were sick here for a little bit. We actually, my family got COVID for a little bit. So I was just, we're staying a little bit more, but, it's going. I have not, my streaks have been in and out and stuff. So I've been, dealing with that, but, overall, okay. I've had to, so how we've talked about this a million times. We talked a lot about it live, like all of my things that I cut out. Right. And then I had some really crazy streaks going on. I still have a couple going, but like I allowed myself to stop some of those. It was great because I was like, but then I got back on it. I went like another 45 days. I'm like, okay, so I can do that. I got a little too cocky and I started to do all of them and I got really bad. So now I'm building some of them back up and doing that. And so I let myself get back to pizza and I'm like, yep. And then last week I had a night where I felt horrible. I told Amy, I'm feeling terrible. Like I'm going to be up for a while, just not feeling good. And I'm like, I've got to get back onto not having pizza because it wasn't like that one was very much like I eat too much and it just makes me feel sick. I'm like, I have to cut that. So I'm getting back to that bet. But I still have not had a single item from a fast food restaurant, and I'm almost up to 500 days now.
That's impressive.
So like that's still there. So I got to get that back because that has not helped with the whole,
So
number on
you're
the scale.
you're the person that ruined our economy, is what you're telling us.
Why do you say that?
I'm just kidding. No.
Why? What did I do to ruin the economy?
Because you're not going to the restaurants and all those poor workers.
Oh, no.
We're
No,
depending
we
on Jeff Gargas to come in and get his wings and
we
French
buy
fries.
from, we buy. I would trust me. We do plenty from other restaurants, just not fast food
Oh,
restaurants.
okay, fair enough.
So like my kids love Applebee's.
So
we'll order Applebee's all the time, or like Texas food and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, we love that stuff.
okay, let's do something real quick. So when I travel, I try my best to not go to the big chains, but they are so
Sure.
convenient and so good
Sure.
because they're staples.
You talking specifically like fast food or just
No, like
in general?
even the sit down ones like that. So top 10 list for
Ooh, okay, interesting.
like restaurants, and we can't do like the little local diner down the street that nobody knows.
Play along here
Yeah.
in the comments here. Top 10. So
Top-
chain
top
restaurants.
10 chain franchise restaurants.
Are
yeah.
we saying fast food and or like full
Yeah, I'd say
service?
fast food. Fast food or
Ooh,
sit down.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to start making. I know we've done like Mount Rushmores before, but we'll do.
Are you getting a note? I'm pulling a notepad out.
I've got one right here. Yeah. Because
I'm gonna label
my
this
mind
one
is
1 through 10 here.
because there's so much that goes into us. There's the food, obviously. There's the speed. There's the familiarity. You know, like you can go anywhere and you know it's gonna be the same no matter where you go.
Yep. Wow, that is I don't even know where to start.
And I think my tastes have evolved too. Like 15 years ago, TGI Fridays would have been on my list.
Fridays?
Because that Whiskey River barbecue sauce
whiskey
is
stuff.
so good, right?
Oh, yeah, that's so
like you can
good.
dip the coconut shrimp in it and get a steak on the side.
Yeah, Oh, the fries in that are like.
Yeah, right? Nikki's top 10 list, one place.
This is my top.
That's funny. That my daughter would agree with you, Nikki.
I don't know that I can. So I don't know that I can list these in order of like.
I don't think I can do it in order either. So I
can find the ones that I think I would put on the list, and I'm writing a few here, but
yeah, me too. And Nikki, so my daughter just had her 11th birthday on Saturday, and we did the trampoline park, and then we had to go to Olive Garden because every year we go to Olive Garden for her birthday. Why do we go to Olive Garden? So she can get mac and cheese. Yes, we go to Olive Garden so that she can get mac and cheese. I mean, it's good, it's creamy, but she loves the stuff in the pantry right now too. So, yeah,
I'm not sure. That's interesting. I'm not sure I can name 10. So I've got like Olive Garden's on my list.
Okay.
Red Lobster's on my list.
So let's talk Red Lobster. So,
because like the thing is, all the best seafood places aren't chains.
So here's the thing, though. But
I can't go to Calabash right now.
But if your most famous food item at your restaurant is cheddar biscuits, can you really claim to be a good seafood restaurant?
Yeah, but I mean,
the biscuits are good.
Yeah, but so is the shrimp and the lobster and the fish is typically good too. So
okay,
it's not the same as going to a fresh seafood place, but it's still good.
Yeah. Okay.
You disagree with that?
No, I'm struggling with it. It's good. I don't know that it would be on my top 10 list because ironically, like Taco Bell is on my top 10 list, and it's not real Mexican food.
It's not real food.
It's true. But oh my gosh, it goes down good. So yeah. Hey, birthday boy's in the house. Birthday boy, Mark Heller.
Mark Heller's in the house. Also, Adam's in the house too. So shout out to Adam, but as well, he's the one talking about wings earlier and saying hello.
Gotcha.
Mark Heller, happy birthday, dude! Great to see you jumping in, brother. So we're talking about our top 10 restaurants, any chain. So all right. So my other ones on my list: Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, good call. Yes,
Steakhouse fan.
I'm putting that on my list too.
I actually really love, really like, and it's always consistent. O'Charlie's.
The honey mustard, and the honey
I don't
butter
like honey
for the
mustard,
rolls.
but they're rolls, and actually they make.
You're bringing up some good ones here that I haven't
Speaking
been
of
to in a
fish,
while.
like O'Charlie's has a great salmon.
I haven't been to O'Charlie's in so long, but now I'm craving
And
it.
they actually do a really good job with ribs too.
So first of all, we apologize to anybody that hasn't eaten yet and isn't currently cooking because
I haven't eaten yet either.
Yeah. Oh
Had
my
some
gosh,
peanuts
I'm
before.
going out now. I think I'm going out. I don't know what I was.
Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, so Texas Roadhouse is on my list. It might be number
Their
one.
ribs are incredible.
It's well, the reason I love Texas Roadhouse is so I was traveling back and forth from Florida to Michigan to go to Central Michigan for a while there, and right next to the hotel I'd always stay at was a Texas Roadhouse. And during the pandemic, it was the only thing that was still open by the time I got into town. And I would go to Texas Roadhouse every single time I came into town. I would sit at the bar, I would have a cocktail, and I would get their snake bites.
Oh, okay.
The
jalapeno things, yeah.
Yeah. And just a burger. And oh my gosh, just the ambiance, being able to watch some Detroit sports at the bar, have a drink. Everything else is closed. I'm hungry and grumpy, and they're giving me all the stuff I wanted. Yes, Texas Roadhouse. Just because of the one in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Applebee's is on there because it's consistent, and my kids love it, so I got to put it on there. They'll know if I don't.
Do you have any fast food on yours? I know you haven't been in a while, and you probably don't want to tempt
yourself.
So
the only really fast food I just added one is Raising Cane's.
Okay, so I've never been there.
So Raising Cane's, all they do is chicken tenders.
Really? Okay.
And
so does that beat Chick-fil-A or?
So they.
You can be blasphemous and say it.
For a chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A is going to win, I think. But and they do chicken sandwich at Raising Cane's, but it's a chicken. It's just chicken fingers on a bun. Like all they do is chicken fingers and fries, and their fries are really good too. But
so there's not even a menu. It's just you're getting chicken.
No, there's menus because it's like you can get, different. So they do like a Texas toast, like a really thick Texas toast too that you get with your fries and everything. And they have their special Raising Cane sauce. Like it's almost blasphemous to ask for ketchup there or anything because they have this. I don't know what's in the sauce, but it's good. That's like the only one that I really miss, I think. I thought Chick-fil-A was the one when I first cut out fast food. That was the one that I wouldn't even take Jacqueline to because I didn't think I could handle myself there. I don't miss it as much. But Raising Cane's, man,
I'm gonna have to try this place out. I honestly don't even know where there is. Granted, right now I'm in the South where we got Chick-fil-A's and Popeyes and Bojangles on every corner. And here, I don't know if you've ever heard of Zaxby's. That's here too.
Zaxby's, yeah, Zaxby's.
Yeah, I've never heard of.
So I don't know where Raising Cane's is. Really good too. Raising Cane's is a younger franchise for sure. Okay. Definitely a younger one. So this is this Adam? That's Adam. He's ranking it from 10 to 1 with Burger King being number 1.
Buffalo Wild Wings beat up 3s.
I think that finished my list.
That's a good one to have on there. Their blazing sauce makes everything better.
Panera and Chili's on there too. Always count on Panera to be a good salad.
Yeah, Panera is one of those. No matter where you go, you can get the signature classic, and you're good to go. So
it'll be a $15 salad, but it's still a good salad.
True, that's true.
And then I think
the last time I was at Panera, I was at a little business work meeting that brings back some good
great memories. So, that was actually the same day that we then had the peanut butter bourbon.
What were we doing on that trip? What were we there for?
We ate food.
Yeah.
We had some whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I had a burger that night. It was good.
Drank coffee.
I had some coffee. Oh, we visited the venue for the conference.
Oh,
that's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you all know that we're putting on a conference in October?
I'm so excited.
October 14th and 15th, 2022. I love saying this October.
That's pretty
next. Cool. Yeah, that's happening. teachbetterconference.com. And proposals open on March 1st.
What?
Proposals
like if people want to present?
If people want to present, they can start submitting proposals on March 1st.
So that gives them like 5 weeks to figure out what they want to present on and to get their stuff together to put it to submit. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's coming up quick.
So Mark Heller is saying that this discussion is making him happy. He doesn't live a life on the road because Mark's super healthy. It would right. It's hard. Carrie says Raising Cane's is addictive. I agree. Oh, here we go. She's got hers.
Oh, Chipotle. So Chipotle,
wow,
Qdoba.
yeah.
Oh, come on. That is
Steak and
airport
Shake.
cuisine.
Ooh, Steak and Shake's one.
Okay, McDonald's.
Oh,
No, I
okay. So
can't.
Carrie knows McAllister's. McAllister's is really good too, but I don't have any around me.
So you got all your streaks. Do you realize I have not eaten anything from McDonald's since 1994?
Wow, really?
Really?
I mean, I haven't eaten it. It's almost 500 days because I haven't eaten, but like not that long. Wow.
I have not had a French fry. I have not had a milkshake. I have not had a burger.
What was the reason for way back then switching? Did we even know that it was bad for you at that point?
No, well, I worked there.
Okay.
In 1994, and the smell would stick to me, and just the smell of the.
Totally
and I worked the breakfast shift, which is bizarre, but
so it's the best smell of it from.
Right, it's the stuff that it's actually pretty good food, but the smell of the restaurant just to this day it disgusts me. Yeah, just that smell of that grease.
So that's interesting because I ran Arby's for a long time, probably longer than you worked at McDonald's. And for a while, like I stopped eating Arby's, but then after a couple of years of being away, I went back and I'm like, oh my God, like I love it. Now that's different because Arby's has way better food than McDonald's. but like when I went back finally, it was a couple of years later and we were driving by and the kids were like, can we go to Dad's Arby's? I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. I'll go see all the old folks that I haven't seen for a while. And I haven't had Arby's in a long time. And I'm like, oh my God, I like Arby's food. But that's that story. So one of my very early jobs, I was a skate guard at a 2-rink ice skating facility. So I was one of the guys that was on the skated like if someone
skate
fell.
guard. Oh, I thought that was like the thing that went on the bottom of somebody's.
Well, that is.
So they didn't walk. So you just lay down and let people walk on you.
That's what that is, but it's also my title.
Okay.
So like I monitored skate like the public skates. So if someone keep people in line if kids were goofing around or someone fell or whatever, and then also we did things. Like maintenance, sharpening skates, cleaning locker rooms, like the whole nine. But they had a snack place that, the biggest is fried food and then chicken fingers, burgers, hot dogs, all the stuff you put ketchup on. And so they had the big ketchup dispensers. And for whatever reason, that place, and it was a big place, just always reeked of ketchup. I don't know if it was just the smell that caught mine. And I like ketchup. But for a long time, I couldn't smell ketchup without feeling sick. It was really weird because I love and I love it today and stuff. But and that was when I was really young. But it was similar to that. That was the thing that stuck in my head when I started smelling other places. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh my God! That's gonna. It's weird how that works. But I didn't have that with Arby's. I just didn't want to be there.
That was yeah. I do like a good Arby's.
Oh man, that's one. Subway.
Okay, so
not as consistent though. I think that's that was one of the things that not
depending on where you go, it's different.
Subway does not have as stringent of a they don't have a strong with quality assurance program with their franchises.
Correct, I agree with that.
So when you think about like a Arby's has a very 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 strict franchise now. They didn't used to, but now they do, where they strip franchises left and right. Based on cleanliness, stuff like that, more than any other franchise company. McDonald's has some strict ones, but a lot less. But they provide a ton of like Hamburger University is like a thing, a legit thing, and it's ongoing and stuff like that. So you get that consistency more. Subways just don't as much have that.
Did you hear that Arby's purchased Buffalo Wild Wings? Did you hear that?
Wasn't that a while ago?
Yeah, it was like 6 months ago or so.
Did they end up going through with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they used to own Wendy's.
Well, yeah.
They sold Wendy's. They shouldn't have. But they sold Wendy's was like tumbling. They sold it. But so they bought B-Dubs.
They did.
Interesting. Yeah. Which was it? It's not Triarch anymore that owns Arby's. It's something else now. But
I don't.
Yeah. Interested. Well, that's okay.
So Adam threw one on here that I was going to bring up. That's on my list.
I don't know that I've ever eaten at Panda Express.
Really, it's good. It's consistent Chinese food, which is
love Chinese food. I love any kind of Asian cuisine at all. I love I had
good Ichiban restaurant and
I had rice with chicken and it was like a chicken fried rice bowl today for lunch. I love it.
That sounds good. Yeah,
I've never gotten there, but
Chinese restaurants it kind of reminds me of like Subway. You never know what you're going to get at most Chinese restaurants. If their hot is really hot, or if their chicken is really chicken.
Is it really General So's, or is it just the sweet and sour?
Exactly.
With
Yeah.
hot sauce in it?
Exactly. So do you have your 10 written down? Do you?
I do. I'm questioning it, but I have them. Yes.
So I've got an initial list, but I'm welcome to change if I see other good suggestions.
Run through yours. So. I'm going to check mark any of mine that you also have. I'm going to see any that match that go over.
Fair enough. And these are not in order. So it's
Can we
just
stop?
10.
Can we take just? I want to take a minute. I don't know why people are still watching, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, me either. But okay.
We love you all though. This is great.
So with anticipation, because I know this is the moment you've been waiting for, people. The top 10 list. It's like Dave Letterman here. In no particular order though. Papa John's.
Just put this off to the side, Dave. Brainstorm. That's a segment. Top 10 list. But go on. Papa John's is on yours. Okay.
Papa John's.
Okay. Crazy thing about Papa John's, not to interrupt you. I hated Papa John's forever. My mom loved it. And I was always like, stop buying Papa John's. It's disgusting pizza. And then something like in the last, literally the last 3 years, I don't know what. I had it once. I'm like, this is actually pretty good.
Truth be told, if I'm talking about just the pizza, I actually like Pizza Hut pizza. I love how greasy it is.
Do you get
Papa John's is on it because
the Papadillas or whatever they have.
I know it's almost like the Stromboli.
It's like almost like a calzone.
Yeah. So when I was in college, I worked at Papa John's, so I've got loyalty to Papa John's. And so if I'm ordering pizza, that's where I go. So Papa John's is on my list. Okay. Jersey Mike's is on my list.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just because their Philly steak and cheese, whatever it's called, is so good. I already told you Texas Roadhouse was on my list.
Yep.
Outback, you inspired that one to be on my list because that's pretty good. I told you Fridays already, TGI Fridays, because of the
Fridays on there.
Panda Express, which I've already mentioned as well. O'Charlie's, because you remind me of their delicious rolls, which is crazy.
We got some good stuff going on over there.
Buffalo Wild Wings, simply because they're blazing sauce. However, the thing with Buffalo Wild Wings is they keep changing their menu as well. They used to have this burger that was so good. It had pulled pork on it. It was, I don't even remember what it was called, but it had pulled pork and the burger, and you could get blazing sauce on it.
Yeah, I can't remember. So when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you don't get wings?
I don't. I actually don't like wings. I don't like to eat anything with a bone in it. I know.
So when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I always get wings. I might get a burger with.
What do you get when you go to Chili's? Do you get chili?
No.
Well,
I get ribs because that's what they're known for.
They're called Chili's. Buffalo Wild Wings is known for beer.
Chili's, baby back ribs, barbecue sauce.
Buffalo Wild Wings, signature burgers.
So, fun fact, I worked for Buffalo Wild Wings one time when I was younger. I was a bartender.
Yeah, look at that. Who knew?
Yeah. And my band played at Buffalo Wild Wings a couple times. It was very interesting. One time we like moved the billiards table and we played there. It was actually a really great show. Like, it was a fun time. The other times it was on the patio, which made more sense.
Yeah.
The one was inside. It was a little weird, but it actually was like a really great show for us.
Okay.
Interesting thing. Anyway,
that's when you know you've made it, when you were playing at the local Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, right. No,
the last one on my list, I think it's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the last one on my list is Taco Bell.
So tell me about Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is bringing back the Mexican pizza. They're bringing it back. So when I was a kid, whenever I was homesick from school, my mom would go to Taco Bell and she would get me an enchilada, which they don't make anymore. The enchilada was phenomenal. It was basically a beef and bean burrito covered with enchilada sauce and cheese. But to me, it was so when I was a kid, Chi-Chi's was my favorite restaurant.
Oh, Chi-Chi's chips were
They used to have a lunch buffet, and that was the jam. But then Chi-Chi's went under. You know, they had a few issues with hepatitis or whatever. And so Taco Bell became my de facto consistent.
You went from Chi-Chi's to Taco Bell. So one of my best friends in high school worked at Taco Bell. And so he would give us all the inside information with a couple things. One, he was the house.
Don't ruin this for me. Don't ruin it for me.
No, good things, not bad things. One, his house was where we always partied and stuff. So like we'd go to his house and like hang out because his mom was just super cool with us hanging out. while he was at work, like, you know, we get there hour before he was getting off, and he'd get off, and he, you know, they had rule like certain things. If you opened them, you had to use them, and so like he'd bring home just mounds of tacos, and it would be awesome. But he also showed, if you used to be able to order, if you ordered a side of flour with steak and 3 cheese and whatever else you want in it, you got a burrito. That's what a side of flour was. But it was like $2 cheaper than if you got anything. It was so cheap to get. And so I used to always get it. So like you get the big burrito, like soft shell. And so he gave us all those little insider tips. But yeah, he used to work there. So he used to do a lot of Taco Bell, but I still like it. That's what I miss too. I think I put that under my list of things I miss.
I'm thinking about like nostalgia now, places from the past. These still exist, but have you ever been at a Fuddruckers?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's been a while.
Fuddruckers used to be, and I don't know if they still do this, but it used to be when you'd go into any Fuddruckers, the first thing you do when you walk through the line to go up and order is you would pass the meat cooler where they would have the dead cows literally hanging.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that
And then you'd go and you'd order your burger and you'd have to go and pick all of your own toppings and everything. It was
interesting.
Yeah.
I have someone in our backstage area here.
So let's do another top 10 list. Favorite Teach Better people. Ray Hewitt.
Are you looking to come on? Is that what's going on? Why are you here?
They're looking at
and that was why she's
here.
That's also why she just made number 1 on your list, I think. You just didn't even know it at the time. That's fantastic.
So can we do that? We can just join the StreamYard anytime we want to, make videos and play them for people.
Apparently.
Oh, daily drop-in is going to be epic tomorrow, Ray.
Now
I've got my artistic abilities that are just
Dave. Technically, Ray's title is Chief Experience Officer. So this falls right in line with the experience of her people in the community, so it makes sense.
Okay.
She's also the boss, so she can do pretty much
true.
whatever she wants.
This is the truth.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, right? I think that I'm going to make a goofy commercials for Brain Break because I think you guys are cool enough to like have your own excitement. That's what I'm thinking.
We should. What's up, dogs? Dogs fighting?
I know. Sorry. I'm on camera, so obviously.
What do you have, a puppy or something?
They, you know what? You need to teach your dogs not to play and like wrestle when you're live.
Ray's dogs, when they always.
So Ray, Jeff, go ahead, whatever you got to do. I'm going to ask Ray some questions real quick about dogs. So I have a 12-year-old dog, Multi-Poo, who has never played a day in his life. Like he is truly a cat. And now he's got a puppy that is trying to play with him constantly. And this grumpy old man dog, like just rolls his eyes, walks away, or will take swipes to say, "Leave me alone."
Yep.
Do I just let them figure it out themselves, or do I try to make them become friends, or do I keep them apart?
Figure it out themselves.
So are you asking my opinion? Because I'm not an expert.
Oh, you are an expert.
I will tell you, I have 2 dogs. I have a very similar situation where one of the dogs is older, and then this puppy came in, and the older dog was like, "I don't think so. This was a terrible idea. Send him home." And I will tell you that Alfred, my puppy, loves Harvey. Like it's his best friend. They want to hang out all the time. Harvey barely
doesn't care.
Alfred.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say I do let them duke it out. The biggest thing I will joke though is that you're about to have a puppy that gets really big and is going to be bigger than your older dog, which is exactly my situation too. Alfred's about 70 pounds and Harvey's like 22. And so I will say Harvey started picking fights with Alfred and then quickly realized that Alfred like had some height advantage.
Okay.
But you need to let the old dog dominate the new one now, so that when the little one's bigger, the relationship's already there.
Okay.
They do.
I don't need to keep them apart and say, just play nice.
Well, no, you need to make sure no one gets hurt.
Well, no. But I don't need to like keep them apart from each other. It's okay for them to interact and.
Unless they're hurting each other, you should let them. That's how they're gonna figure it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta sniff some butts, Dave.
So you're saying my kids should actually see each other at some point too? Because I've kept them all just
you can keep them locked in their cages as you have been. That's fine.
Okay.
Something wrong
Right.
with that.
Okay.
I will say that the only thing that they don't like is they want really fair attention split between all of them. But you won't have that problem because you have like 15 people in your family.
That's
So
true.
they'll be
Yeah.
getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, just pick your favorite one or two, and that's where the attention goes.
Done.
All right, Ray. Thanks. Do you want to hang out, or are you?
No, I'm leaving, but I hope you enjoy your one of many funny beer.
I enjoyed that. I
Right.
enjoyed that video.
I do. I just have to ask you. Taco Bell's on your top 10 list for restaurants too, right? No.
When you're talking about top 10 fast food restaurants,
We're talking
Yeah,
like
just
fast
chain-
food franchise,
Just
like
chain restaurants.
not necessarily
Anything-
the ones that are in like downtown Naperville.
Yeah, no,
or
needs to be
White
chain
Napkins or anything.
restaurants. So it
It's-
doesn't need to be.
well, can I get some examples? Because I got distracted from
Like,
brain break. I was
You're
goofing
fine.
around with graphics.
Like
so
TGI Fridays, Outback, Applebee's, Chili's, Taco
Okay.
Bell.
But even like a McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, like that would fit in there too.
Taco Bell is not making the list if you're giving me like Chili's and Fridays and all that. No way.
What's your favorite? Do you have like a favorite that's not again that's like a chain
I really like chain restaurants that have fries and salads.
and salads?
So
Yeah,
all of
so
them, okay.
most of them have that. Yeah, so
I'm
Chili's or yeah.
I know this
Fries.
is going to be controversial, and I just want to apologize to all of our community right now, but I am not an Arby's person.
That's okay. You're not an Arby's person. Like
Hey, it's Mark Heller's birthday, and he's in the comments. So happy
we
birthday.
know, we've actually already talked about that and celebrated him a little bit. You were too busy making a sweet video, so it's
I
all
know.
good.
Well,
he-
anyway, use that
understands.
video when you come on. It probably isn't, it may not be good to use to like exit, but I'll work on the next one. So feel free to play that and have a
Okay.
wonderful
We-
rest of your spring break.
Dave and I have other ideas for things we're gonna need videos for. So this is great that you're getting into this.
I already got a list from Dave of all the things that he needs other people to do for him. So I'll make sure to look at it.
Like this is it just a piece of paper or a sticky that says everything? Is that
yeah, it's like things that are not my job. That's all.
Thank you.
Hi, Gwen.
okay. See you, dude. All right. So first off,
That was pretty cool. I got it. I like legitimately. That was a cool video.
I
that
like
was
it.
fast.
I'm
too.
a fan. So Adam is a fan of Chi-Chi's. Ponderosa. Did you do Ponderosa, the buffet?
I did. So I never did the
loved
Ponderosa
Ponderosa.
buffet, but Old Country buffet. Do you remember Old Country buffet?
Old Country Buffet is like
I can't do buffets anymore.
Old Country Buffet is like I'm trying to compare that to like then Taco Bell be in Ponderosa, but I can't do that. 'cause
So just for
Taco
the record,
Bell's
we're not
usually
getting
in.
any sponsors right now that are fast food restaurants or anything. Just for
No,
the record, because
no,
we are
no.
not as we're being.
Hi to Karen as well. Karen jumped in here. Oh, here we go. Fries and salad, perfect. Someone else, yeah, it was Ponderosa that got me. I had to show that because I'm like,
I was a country fried steak guy at Ponderosa. Like I couldn't get into.
I was
the
a
actual stuff, so-
everything I could fit on my plate guy. Like I love to just pile on mashed potatoes, but then wings and country fried steak.
How about
and-
Ryan's Steakhouse?
I've never even heard of that.
You never heard of Ryan's? Okay.
No, was that a Michigan
They're
thing?
basically
or a
they're
Florida thing, or what?
basically like Ponderosa now. So
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
the closest
This
one
was
to
a-
you might be in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So I don't know how far that is from you, but it might be worth the next 4 or
It's
5 hour
probably
drive.
6 to 7
Bob
hours.
Evans. Oh, Adam. I
How
missed
do we
Bob
not have
Evans.
Bob Evans on there?
Oh,
You and I have spent more time at Bob Evans together probably than anywhere else.
True. That's true.
Mm.
How about IHOP? Do you like a good IHOP?
Ooh, I'm a fan of IHOP. Do you
I
have Perkins where you are? Or is that just an Ohio
That's a
thing?
northern thing. Yeah.
Because Perkins is stellar. Yo, IHOP's a good one too.
IHOP when you get their Colorado omelet with his shredded beef and cheese and all the stuff, and then pancakes with all 4 syrups on it.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
don't choose; you do them all.
similar, not the same quality, but the consistency. Waffle House.
Waffle House, yes, yes,
Like you know what you're getting.
yes.
And when you need that, it's there for
Pecan
you.
waffle with all the way hash browns.
Oh,
So,
man.
what-
Denny's too. It's the same. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
I'll
Waffle
pass
House,
on Denny's,
honestly.
but
I
Waffle
like
House- a true story. Waffle House. I actually have 4 Waffle Houses all within 3 miles of me.
Of course you do.
Yep.
You're almost in Alabama. I don't know why that makes sense to me, but it does.
No.
Hey, there's something you mentioned. and We're like almost out of time, but there's something you mentioned earlier, and I wanted to talk because I was actually like genuinely interested. Unlike all this stuff that we've been talking about, you mentioned, and I'm sorry, I'm completely changing what we're at,
Change the
just so you
subject.
know.
Yeah,
Like if we had transition videos, it would be happening right now. You mentioned a
Ray,
book.
make a video. Go ahead.
You mentioned a book that you just read.
Oh my goodness.
Just finished. And
Yeah.
I have it on my shelf, but I haven't started it yet because I have a couple ahead of it.
Yeah. I was gonna reach over.
Where's it
and
at?
grab it,
It's Will
but let me grab it. Let me
by Will
grab it.
Smith. What does he do? What's this guy? This guy's not prepared, guys. He's not prepared.
I should have told you to talk amongst yourselves, but I knew you would. So
I did. I just told
Will.
Will.
Oh, so it's
Good.
by Will. It's not like I'm reading my will to you. That's not what we're talking about.
That would not
Some of
be-
you had your hopes up, but it's Will Smith's autobiography. Oh, so good, so good. But it takes you through. It's basically a timeline of my adult life because it takes you from parents just don't understand all the way to his
Really?
50th birthday. It's so good. Yeah,
So he goes back to like
yeah. He goes back to before parents just don't understand. Like
Mhm.
he talks about childhood, and it's really good. It's really good. So many great lessons. So I know you're getting ready to read it, so I don't want to ruin too much of it. But I'll just tell you, if you get sucked in like I did, and you start thinking, man, he is just a cocky, arrogant, whatever, just hold on. Because that's how I felt. I was like, oh, I'm
Comes
kind of getting
back to that.
tainted by him right now. I don't like this, but it comes around. So it's all good. Are you kidding me?
Carrie, literally before we
Oh
came
my
on, this
gosh.
was what I actually told Dave. I'm like, hey, if we want, we could talk about stuff that's on my mind, like NFTs and crypto and decentralization, and the metaverse and Web 3.0. Like,
Oh, I like Carrie's idea. Keep reading. Or if you want
Mm.
real time, she can explain.
hey,
what they mean.
Carrie, do me a favor, drop into the comments and explain what those mean to you, and then we'll talk on them.
Because Carrie, so true story. Right before we got on, like Jeff said, we were talking through like what are some things, and he said we could talk through all that stuff, and I said I don't know what any of that stuff means. So how about we talk Will Smith instead?
And then we came on. You made an NFT reference,
Yeah,
and you proved that you didn't know what it meant.
this isn't an NFT.
so
So
you ever
somebody takes a screenshot of this. Is that an NFT?
Yeah, that could be.
Okay,
Could then
cool.
then be turned into an NFT.
Mm.
Now, if that had a no, that wouldn't be that would never be. That's totally fungible. I'm reading this book, and I don't know if anybody would actually necessarily be interested in the context of this book, but the book itself is really cool design. So it's just really super clean, like design, Dave, and then it's got like big text that pops out and like different colors, and it's just like, but it's all black and white, but it's like ridiculously like visual while also having a whole lot. And what gets me is this looks like a paper cover here, right? It's not. It's just part of the cover. I don't know why that gets me, but I'm like, that's pretty sweet. Anyway, it's called Brand New Name. It's actually really interesting. It goes through the process of coming up with a brand name, like a business name,
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Oh, hold on. Are we looking at changing from Teach Better to something else again?
no, I just heard this guy Jeremy
Okay, got me
Miller.
nervous.
He wrote a book, a bestseller called Sticky Brandon, and so I knew of him, and then I heard him on a podcast that I was listening to that I didn't even realize was him, and he talked about this book. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy his new book. So
Cool.
anyway, so good stuff. So
So
All right,
you're
hold on,
reading that
hold-
one right now?
yeah, I just started it. I've got
Cool.
a couple that I'm reading right now. So I'm reading that one, and I'm reading another one called Stop Asking Questions, which is really cool.
Hold on. That's not even. No, I feel like that's going to show up in my mailbox one of these days.
So I actually thought about you when I bought it, but I actually think it's a book that you would absolutely love.
Okay.
Because it's called Stop Asking Questions, but it talks about it's really about how to ask all the right and different styles
Okay.
of questions and stuff. It's from a podcast host that is a great podcaster and how he's gotten people open up and give what you really seek and stuff.
Cool.
All right, so people dropping in here. So metaverse, being super meta in verse form. No, but I love that that's what we're gonna
So you
refer to
speak in
that.
limericks and you just own it. I love
That's
it.
that's what we're gonna do. I just don't get why I want to buy clothes and real estate in a fake land when I should in the real world. Is that even what metaverse is?
So go talk to my 16-year-old now when he's playing Fortnite and doing that exact same thing.
But no, here's the question though. Why do you buy it in the real world? Like outside of
people.
yeah, like you buy it for shelter, but like almost everyone buys more than they need. And it's not just for shelter. You buy it for other things. Why do you buy clothes? Why do you buy certain types of clothes? Why do you buy a certain type of car? Why do you like the swoosh on your hat? So you can flex. Like, it's not something to be ashamed of. That's why most people do most things, or to be included, to be connected. Why do we buy sports jerseys? Because we want to be part of something that's bigger than ourselves, that's connected. Why, like, honestly, why do people in our community buy Taste Better swag? Because they want to be connected to this community and family and people they love. Like,
so
that's why they do things, right? So
this could be a good topic.
You can buy land and stuff like that. The reason you buy it right now, Carrie, is to invest in it for the future. Or because you want to be close. Like there's a guy who dropped like $4 million on a plot of land in a digital meta space, digital world. So metasphere, a meta world, if you will, because he wanted to have his digital house next to Snoop Dogg. Why? So he can tell people my house in this world is next to Snoop Dogg. That's it. That's why. It's the same reason you take a selfie with a celebrity when you see them.
You know, it reminds me of I remember those late night TV commercials where you could buy a star, and it would be named after you in the National Register or whatever. Now, nobody's actually going to go visit that star and be like, "Oh, this is Jeff's star," but now you can tell people you own a star that nobody will ever actually go to or physically touch. I guess it's similar to that, right?
So yes, you could be. So,
or better yet, Carrie, you could be my neighbor.
So
or not.
So, but she mentioned like the NFT, like profile pic and stuff like that, and that's where the NFT. And we'll go. We only have a couple minutes, but like the purpose behind there is to prove ownership. Like that's what it is. And so, like right now, I have you can't see it, it's over here, but I have a signed album signed by John Bon Jovi. I put that on my wall so that you see it and you'll know something about me. It might be that I want you to think I'm cool. It might be that I want you to realize that I'm a fan of that artist or whatever. There's some reason that I want it displayed. Otherwise, I just put it somewhere away. But I want it displayed for whatever reason. There's a lot of different reasons that could be. The catch is what the world is probably going to is where we're not going to do this because people don't come into our homes as much. We live in a digital world. And whether you like it or not, whether you think it's right or not, that's what's happening. Like, that's just what's happening. It's proved constantly, right? This is the real world. This is actually not anymore. Like, that's just the reality of where things are going. So if that continues that way and that is where we go, you're going to do the same, but it's going to be based on what's called your digital wallet. It's going to be, how do you prove the things in your digital world are actually yours and uniquely yours versus not? So the reason a picture of the Mona Lisa is valuable is because it's the only real one. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Not plentiful. It's sparse. There's only one, right? There's no other, but there's a billion photos of it and copies of it. But that one piece is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's why, because no one else can have that piece. And if you have you get like when you get a signed thing, you usually get a certificate of authenticity. That's what an NFT is. It's a certificate of authenticity for a digital asset versus a physical asset. That's the best way I can explain it. You talk about like Fortnite, like you think about skins in Fortnite, right? So skins in Fortnite have been doing that forever, right? They don't do anything. They don't increase your characters. You're not better in the game. They don't protect you more. They don't give you better guns. They just make you look different. But all the other people in that community know that you bought it or think it's cool, whatever, and they don't have it, and it makes it look cool. Those aren't necessarily NFTs because everyone can get them, but you can still prove that you have it.
It is with Carrie here that somehow that all made sense, and yet I think 15 minutes from now I'm going to be so confused again. It's a crazy concept to try to wrap your physical head around, but yeah, it's no different than I guess it probably is different, but it reminds me, money is it's a digital currency now. Like when I'm transferring money now, it goes like you don't actually have to touch dollar bills anymore. It can just transfer from account to account.
But like money's a fungible token.
Yeah.
Meaning like every dollar is worth the same thing. So you don't care what dollar I give you. But if there's 3,000 things or pictures or something, for example, the Jack Dorsey's first tweet, there's a billion people who have screenshotted that and put that and print it out or whatever, but only one person can now say, I own that. Now, to a lot of people, that doesn't mean anything. They don't care. There's no value, and that's fine. just like a baseball card. There's no value if you don't care. But if you care about a Pokemon card, it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's where people struggle with it, because they're like, why would I care about that? And like, well, you might not. But there's a lot of people that do, just like
everything.
Owning a jersey. And if I get a jersey signed by LeBron, right? Like some people could care less if you got something signed by LeBron, but I might really care about it because either one, I see a future value in it that I can invest in and sell, or two, because it means something to me and I want to either keep it for myself or flex, and therefore I need it. So it's an interesting world. And I don't know hardly anything either. It's just been something that I'm super interested in. And the metaverse is a whole nother, like, I'm far, like, I'm interested in it, but like I don't know hardly anything. NFTs I've been following for a while now, and I'm really interested. I own a few, and digital currencies I'm getting more and more into and stuff. But it's fun. It's entertaining.
Cool.
It's interesting to see where it goes. So,
maybe we should have an hour segment in the next 12-hour live just devoted to you explaining NFTs and digital currency. Did you know there is going to be another 12-hour live? Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, there is a 12-hour live on February 26th.
Yep. February 26th. That's like a month from now.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Exactly. Huh? Yeah. February 26th, it's a Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. We got all kinds of new
Saturday. So I don't.
You don't have to. Yeah, we got new faces coming in. We got a whole bunch of giveaways. It's going to be a good time. Maybe next week on Brain Break we'll talk more NFT stuff. Maybe we'll actually maybe I can actually look some stuff up and understand stuff.
I might have to actually have some intelligent questions then.
But Carrie has to show up again, and it looks like Brienne doesn't, because we're going to call. She said Bitcoin with Jeff, but I don't own Bitcoin. I own a little bit of Bitcoin, but we'll figure it out.
Fair enough.
All right, I gotta go. I have a meeting right after this, so I'm gonna jump into that meeting. Appreciate everyone jumping in here. Just secured my NFT bookshelf. So here's the thing.
See, he was trying to go, and you brought up NFTs.
Here's the thing, and Karen, I don't know whether you think NFTs are something interesting or you don't like it or whatever. I bet good money Karen is actually going to be a huge NFT person in the future, because authors are going to get into it, and she's such a passionate when it comes to authors and books and that I think she's going to actually own a whole bunch of NFTs that are connected to authors that help those creators and those authors actually do more with what they do. We can get into all that later. So appreciate you all jumping in there. This gets me. It's just fun stuff. So she said we didn't have to, but I'm playing that clip. Where's it at? I'm going to play it. I'm going to go out on the new clip. So hopefully I know where it ends and I can actually end it. But appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. And thanks, buddy. Good to see you again, Dave. See you guys.